a lot more aggressive about things. Not, oh, this is really queaky. Oh, it's a coot.
It's a queaky cheer.
You mean like? What are you doing right now?
Sorry, this is what happens in recording. It gets loose and then.
Yeah, but now
That sound.
But
Was
now-
that
Your
too high?
opinion.
Well, no, it's fine. I just need to.
That's
right,
fine.
unplug it.
Cover your ears.
Okay, now let's start the podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck you! Hello, geeks and geekettes, and welcome to another edition of the Geekstation podcast where we talk movies, TV shows, games, and all things geeky. I am Sinn, and as always, I am joined by my good friends, David and Martin. Say hello, David and Martin.
Hello, David and Martin.
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh, rad. How are we doing? We're back. There's the
We're
threesome
whack and back.
is in the room. Don't look at me like that. I like the word threesome.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
good.
sure you do.
He likes the word.
Martin's back with us. Hello, Martin.
Hello.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, you sound
Really,
great.
really great.
Martin may be a bit bunged up. He may have to, if you hear funny noises coming from
If you
his direction,
if
it
you
may
hear
be.
revolting snot noises, then there's me. It's
I
me.
will,
Martin's
I will
back.
attempt, every time he does it, I'm going to time code it, and I will attempt to edit it out
Yeah,
somehow.
no, I should be-
but
I should get
I
through
don't
it,
think
but-
I'll be able to, I'll be honest. So
No, I think we should leave it in.
just leave it in for
Yeah.
the viewers, for the listeners, is
just go
listening
spice it
pleasure.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's
I
the
don't think it's
disease
going
of
to
the week?
spice it up, but
It will bung it up.
Jesus. Okay. So anyway, has everyone had a good week? Have we had a good 7 days, or in your case, 14 days?
14 days.
Did you
yeah.
enjoy the podcast that we did without you last week?
I feel offended by all of you. Mostly David, but you know.
We gave you moments to interject, but you
Yeah,
said nothing.
But you just
You
weren't
did.
here. You weren't there
I
to
wasn't
defend
here
yourself.
to tell you it's not a golden shower, it's a fucking holy grail.
Yeah, no, you already
I'll
said
keep
that.
ramming that one home.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean-
right. Jeez. Okay. There's just too much. Too much.
It's like you took it personally or something.
Yeah.
Well, don't give a bad name to golden showers.
So anyway, oh Jesus. Anyway, we're here.
good.
We're here to talk about. Don't leave him hanging.
What the fuck, man?
Oh, sorry, I
Your
can't
fist
see.
bump,
I'm
Jesus.
got this awkward head position.
Anyway, look. Let's crack on with what we're all here to talk about. It's episode 17, and it's finally arrived. We're going to talk about Justice League, the movie.
Oh yes,
Sin Golden Shower.
That's right.
Sin's-
My very own golden shower.
Sin's golden shower of movies.
I'd like to point out that I am actually wearing.
A golden shower?
Jesus. Oh my gosh.
Wowzers. Oh.
No, I'm going to say I'm wearing my Batman bracelet
Nice.
that I got for watching the film on day of release. That's how hardcore I am.
It tells everyone I'm a special child. Please. stay
It
out my
says
way.
everyone that I'm Batman.
You're
Yep.
Batman.
Same thing that Martin said.
Yeah.
This is episode 17. We've done 17 of these, by the way.
Yeah.
We've done 18 of these.
Well, we have, yes, but the first episode
secret one.
is lost to time,
The secret episode.
never to be revealed, with
Well,
really
I
bad
mean-
microphones.
I think people might want to hear it one day.
One day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the sound quality is so bad.
Yeah, but we can edit it.
You can make it
I don't
out.
think we can.
We can edit it into
You can't.
something.
Okay.
I think it's hilarious. So
We should just re-record it word for word.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay.
wait. So if we reach 100 episodes, we'll release it.
Okay. Sure. Well, we
When
probably will. Well, we probably will reach 100. Well, I
Yeah.
hope we reach 100 episodes.
We will,
Yeah.
and we'll release it.
Yeah. We'll
what
be
will
across
happen.
different time zones and different countries.
Yeah,
But, you
I'll
know,
be in the past.
That's.
You guys can't.
No, wait. No.
I'll be in 1985.
No, I'll be in the
Are
past.
they behind? Yeah, they are behind. They
Yeah,
are,
don't
yes.
spoil the future for me.
I'm okay. I won't. I'm going to spoil the future for you every single week.
Oh shit!
Anyway, we're going to talk about Justice League. We're going to try something different this week, I think, aren't we? We're going to go through the film in chronological order, or at least as chronologically as we can.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try and mix it up. This is how I'm thinking we might do our films in the future. It just because we miss so much sometimes.
Yeah.
We jump between things, and you just spoil things. So we're just
Straight
going
off
So
the
to
bat.
just spoil it straight off the bat anyway.
So if you haven't seen Justice League already, then you need to see it before you see this, or just
Listen
hear
to
our
this.
version of it. Because
Oh yeah, that could be good. Yeah.
well, that could be, yeah, for good or bad, but we'll find out soon. But then we've got a little bit of news to go through first, just a little bit, because I want to spend most of the time talking about Justice League. So there are 2 new trailers this week that are worth noting. Well, I say worth noting. One of them's worth noting. The other one's just
noted.
noted. So the first one is the Deadpool teaser trailer, which we just watched.
Bob
which,
Ross.
which
Deadpool
was,
is
yeah,
Bob Ross. That's funny.
It was funny. I liked it. And I feel like they're not going to... Because obviously it's only been... Well, less. When did was it this year or was it last year that the other one came out? I can't remember.
Last year.
Last
Because
year,
Logan,
definitely.
your favourite movie, came out this
that's
year.
right. Of course it did. Yeah. But I feel like the jokes haven't gone. Well, certainly not from the teaser anyway. It's still got the same. You know, I hope
Some humour.
that's right. I hope Ryan Reynolds got as much input this time round as he did last time round. You know,
I'd say so.
good because I don't want it to lose its
Well, yeah.
magic.
If they understand how success works and how to repeat success, then
Well, this is Fox though, so
Yeah,
they may not.
Well, they've
Very
done
well.
many X-Men movies, and they made your favourite movie,
Which is
Looper. They didn't really. I don't think they made that, but
no,
they
that
made
was
Logan.
probably Universal.
They made Logan,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is your favourite movie.
It's not my favourite movie.
That's not what the internet says.
I beg to
it's not what
differ.
your fan site says.
I googled my name today, actually, both my real name and my fake name, my superhero alias, and there was nothing bad. So I did find no fan sites that. said that
I
was-
put Sinn with 6 N's in it.
Oh, okay, that's why I couldn't find it. Yeah, sure.
Did you Google
okay.
images yourself?
No, I didn't
That's
actually
always
Google
pretty
images.
funny.
Oh, I
Or
should have
revealing.
done that maybe.
There's,
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure you're up there.
Yeah, because I have a Google Plus profile that still has a photo on it.
Jesus. God.
Yeah.
I think I may have had one back in the day. I can't remember. Anyway, Deadpool. Did we like it? I mean, it was short and sweet,
Looks
but
good. Looks
yeah, looks
Yeah, I
good.
didn't really see anything with the movie, but it still got the
There was a
same
whole
tone.
10
so-
seconds at the end of it.
good. Yeah, 10 seconds. That's very generous.
Okay.
Well done.
The other trailer was Rampage.
King Kong.
Where- yeah, with so it's like basically King Kong, the San Andreas, there's
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, bit of Godzilla maybe as well with like
Yeah.
mutated creatures.
There's a bit of huge wolf movie.
yeah.
Princess
Hey,
Mononoke.
didn't you know about the 11-foot wolf?
Princess Mononoke. Have you not seen that film? It's got giant
I've
wolf.
never seen that, but
It's,
then I'm not an anime
Studio
film. So,
Ghibli.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was
Didn't it
gonna
win
say,
the
yeah.
Oscar?
No.
Best animated.
That's Spirited Away.
No,
Spirited
that was
Away.
Adele.
That was Adele.
No, that was. Oh,
Oh no, she won
Jesus.
pointless, didn't she?
Oh my gosh! You see, that joke will be completely
She's won
lost.
every
No one
single
has
UK
any idea
game
what we're
show.
talking
No
about.
idea.
Yeah.
That's that was in the 20 minutes of footage that's been left on the cutting room floor from this episode. But I say, what do we think of Rampage? I mean, it just looks that.
Yeah.
The most important thing to note about this trailer is it pretty much was the whole film in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
There was no. This is what could potentially happen in the next trailer, or there doesn't look as though there's going to be any secrets. And if there is anything that they've left out the trailer, I'll be incredibly surprised. That just really annoys me. It's the first trailer as well
Yeah,
for a
it
film that's
doesn't-
coming out
also
in like
doesn't look
May.
good.
Yeah.
No, I mean it looks awful. Well, the CG looks all right, but then I suppose CG.
Well, yeah.
Well, actually, no.
It's
We'll
a
talk
AAA
about
film.
CG not looking great in this in this episode, actually. But yeah. So there we go. So Amazon's Lord of the Rings is going ahead. This is something that we
is
touched on.
The budget, $1
I
billion.
don't know. They haven't touched
what
on
I
any
heard.
of that, but it's all been.
See, when we discussed it, because we discussed it last week, didn't we?
2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Was it
I
2 weeks
thought
ago?
there was all three of us in the room.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it
but-
was 2
yeah,
weeks ago.
He's forgetful, so. I thought it was going to be just a reimagination of the story we've already seen. I didn't
Yes.
realise it was a complete prequel.
Well, no, it's going to be everything. So
It's just
they've
gonna
already
be everything.
yeah, so they've already confirmed that they will tell the story of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
So the 3-book trilogy, but there's also they're going to do. They've already talking about spin-offs. This is the thing. Like they've already said, there was an interview with an executive, and they were like, right, we're going to tell the story of the Lord of the Rings, and it's going to be this all-encompassing of all the Tolkien material, and it's going to give us the option of doing spin-offs and everything. And I'm like.
You haven't even made it
You
yet.
haven't even made one single episode, and you're talking about spin-offs. So
They haven't even written it yet.
no,
either.
that's it. Well, basically, Amazon have got the rights to make a television the television rights to make content based on the Tolkien books. So that's everything. So you could have everything from The Hobbit to the Silmarillion to all the appendices to all the unwritten stories and obviously Lord of the Rings. So yeah, basically for the next 10, 20 years, we're going to have Lord of the Rings
Constant
TV.
Lord of the Rings. I bet.
Yeah.
I reckon it's just going to be some Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is.
rip-off shit.
It's. I mean, it's going to be. It's fantasy. It's going to be high fantasy. But I don't know. I don't know what I think.
You were
to it.
well hyped for it the
Well,
other
no,
day.
I am. I'm. The thing is, as I say, I really want them to revisit that world, but I just don't know. Like the Peter Jackson films are they have a special place in my heart, and the everything from the music to certain scenes and stuff.
Well, you got a full
remind me
chess
of-
piece tattoo of it as well.
I have, that's right. Yeah, Jesus.
There's Eye of Sauron where your heart is.
Jesus, that's dark.
Your name is Sinn, so
yeah. Well, yes. So I don't know. I'm hoping that they don't fuck it up, but then I just don't know. So, but
I don't think
we'll
it
see.
fits the TV format, but we'll see. And I think they are. If they're going to do the same stories again, aka the books, then it's gonna be confusing, I reckon.
Well, I don't think it's going to be confusing. I just think it's everyone is always constantly going to be comparing it to the TV show.
Yeah.
So
to the films.
To the film. Sorry, yes, that was a Freudian slip there.
Freudian.
Anyway, and let's just talk about one last thing. I mean, Star Wars Battlefront came out this week.
They got a lot
God.
of shit online,
Yo,
didn't it?
Jesus!
Just
So
hold the
I wanted to touch on this. That the internet has basically
Raised its pitchforks.
Yeah, that's right. Has exploded, including the most downvoted comment
Reddit.
on Reddit
Yeah.
ever.
Time. It's also got like 27 gold, Reddit gold as well. Something stupid like that.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely, but this is the fiasco that is loot boxes, paid to win content, and everything. And I just wanted to very quickly just get your guys' thoughts on it. And I mean, I know you play a lot of computer games. You don't play as much as we do necessarily, David. But like this is becoming a real
Did
thing.
the way that I play speedrunners give that away?
No. It's just I just know you just don't play that. But I mean, like I play a lot of games that have got loot boxes in, and a lot of those games you can buy the loot boxes, and it's getting to be a real issue at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think you should be able to buy ways of being better at a game.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
I think if you're going to be able to buy them, it should just be skins for things.
Yeah.
I like that's fine. I don't really
stuff.
care about that.
Yeah.
If you want to
But
waste
you see
money on that,
But you see, that's what Overwatch does, and it kind of works out okay. Although they're still making an absolute fortune.
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
loot
but
boxes,
that's people's choices.
That's true.
They
It's
want to
the
look
balance
slightly
of the
different.
game.
They want to have their own unique character.
But this is actually, but Battlefront is locking content. Like, I mean, they locked Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader
plays something like
effectively
60
behind
hours or something.
Yeah,
like that.
or effectively behind a paywall on
Yeah.
a £60 game, or 49 if you buy the basic bog standard edition on Origin. And it's if you're buying a Star Wars game with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker in the trailer of that game, you kind of want to be able to play
Thing
them.
is, when I buy a
so,
game,
yeah.
I want to buy the game, not part of the game that they thought was worth a certain amount of money. And you have to pay more money to get the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like that's not you're not
No,
buying the
that's
game.
it.
Then you're buying like a chapter.
I mean, the thing is, like, I understand. I mean, I don't really have an issue with downloadable content, DLC, as a thing, because I understand that games are expensive, and if I get a full product that I pay for, that I get a good anywhere from 8 to 20 hours plus out of it, and then I buy an add-on later down the line, that I'm totally down with that.
As long as it's adding to the story, not like the rest
Yeah.
of the story.
No, exactly. You should be buying the complete product.
That's
And anything
right,
else
yeah.
you spend on it should be extra to that and adding to that rather than
And
finishing
the thing
what it
is,
was.
wouldn't have a problem. I mean, I probably wouldn't buy it, but I wouldn't even have a problem if they said this game's £100. You know,
Yeah,
to
at least
get
that's
all the
more
content.
realistic.
At least you're like, oh, okay, well, at least then I get everything, instead of going, the game's £50 and you've got to spend at least another 50 to gamble your way through to
Yeah.
maybe get the stuff that you want, but you might not get it in the end, and you might have to spend another 50
Yeah,
quid. Like,
yeah.
I just like, that's absurd to me. But it's called Games for Service, and it makes EA, Ubisoft, and all these other massive games companies a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, I
it-
mean, I understand. Like, they need to do this stuff these days because there's rising development costs, and it's
Yeah.
getting really expensive to make games look, especially the way that EA has made Battlefront look like
Oh,
AAA titles with all this
beautiful.
amount of content and keeping it up. Obviously, keeping it online constantly. It needs to
Yeah.
have money going into it to keep it going, or they need to get money from somewhere else. But for them to the way they handled this was absolutely wrong. And,
Yeah, for sure.
and
I mean,
terrible.
it was revealed a few months ago. I can't remember if I mentioned it on the podcast, but EA last year, from their entire games revenue, a third of their money was from games for service. So loot boxes,
Yeah.
pay to win stuff, mobile games where you buy content and
Well,
stuff.
the thing is,
a
right,
third of their revenue.
the way that I see it, it's probably just not how things actually work. But if they didn't charge people for like to buy all these loot boxes and different things and stuff, people would probably buy more games. So if you just, just, you could increase the price of the game just to cover that little bit of extra cost.
Yeah.
More people are going to buy it because they're not going to be kicking off like this. And then, if you still producing more games. People might go, okay, they made this game, let's go buy another one, and then you're going to get.
But you see, this is the problem: is that people are buying these loot boxes. I mean, like, this is the thing: the internet has melted, particularly this week about Battlefront. But people are buying these games, and then they are putting more money into it. It's not like people are going, "Oh, I'm boycotting it. I'm not putting any money into it." The majority of people that buy these games are putting more money into it.
They've just gone, "Oh, for fuck's sake, spend money,
get my credit card out."
Oh, God's sake!
Yeah, and this is the issue. It's just, I don't know. I don't think
there's a way to walk back on this stuff anymore because people buy loot boxes and the companies know this.
Yeah, they're never going away.
The business
it's
model.
just I hope that maybe in the future they'll rein them back a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think there's been games that have done paid content in the right way. There's games that this is probably the worst example of how to do it. For sure. There is a happy medium, and there is place for it in games.
And of course, the other thing is this whole gambling thing as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a couple of there's Denmark, I think Norway, and there's an MP in Britain as well that are currently kind of trying to investigate it as a form of gambling, and should they be letting kids under 18?
It is gambling.
Well, it is. This is it.
100%.
And does it? Yeah, and does it come under the gambling laws? And should it be allowed for games that are sold to under 18-year-olds?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
And then maybe the answer for that will just be, well, they'll just slap an 18 certificate
but
on
then,
it and be like done.
I mean,
this game contains gambling.
It's gambling with actual money. I mean, do you allow kids to play games that are just
this is what I mean.
Chance in them, or like?
It's a whole big can of worms, isn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought it was worthy of note. Anyway, I don't know what the answer is.
It's worthy to note that apparently the campaign is a pile of shit.
It's only
which I'm annoyed about.
Only 5 hours long. Apparently, what's in it is very good, but it doesn't. It doesn't tell the Star Wars story.
So they actually have a campaign in this one.
Yes, they do. Yeah, which they have advertised and marketed to the nines the last year. Like, this is going to be the best Star Wars story ever. You're going to be part of it. You're going to be zapping across the galaxy, killing people and doing this and doing that and amazing. Rah, rah, rah. And then it's come out and everyone's gone, meh.
Yeah.
Was that a verbatim? Actually what they said in the press release?
That's exactly that.
Well,
yes. I read that
at the
directly
E3
from the screen.
Thing, they were like, at the E3 thing, they were like, "Oh yeah, we've listened to you because you said you wanted a campaign in the last game. We give you a campaign," and they really made sure to
they put
tell
so
everyone
much
they made
money
a
in the
campaign.
first one, it didn't even have a campaign, and you're basically paying £50 to just play online.
Yes,
Just play one map, pretty much.
It was like a couple of maps, but all of that is stored on the servers. It's not on a disc, so you're essentially just paying £50 to access their servers. So I don't know. It fucking annoys me. When
there's lots of stuff like that. Like, I mean, if I buy a game from Origin, I have to be logged into Origin to play it.
Thing is,
any game.
I am all for nowadays. I'm all for just digital downloads for games. That's absolutely fine with me. And if because when Xbox obviously came out, I think we probably spoke about this before. When they came out and saying that
this was Xbox One when it came out.
When it was there was going to be discs.
Online.
Yeah. Just make the online games cheaper if you want people to go that way rather than discs.
Yeah, sure. Well, but the thing is now, if you buy a virtual copy, particularly with Xbox One Pro or whatever it's Scorpion or whatever it's X, and then the PS4 Pro, if you and some PC games, although you don't tend to find box PC games anymore, if you buy them in a shop, most of the time, 7 out of 10 times, they come with a code.
Just a download code.
Which you type in and you still have to download it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The discs nowadays are just the code that's on the disc, and then you put it in the disc tray, and it just downloads it for you because they don't put anything on discs anymore. It's just a waste of money.
Which makes sense. But you're still paying the same price you were.
Yeah.
I mean, but I understand, as you say, the development costs are going up. They've got to cover their costs. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a $1 billion industry now. It almost makes more money than.
And I don't think we're probably going to solve it from this room.
Well, God damn it, let's try.
We can fucking try. Yeah.
We're not leaving this room until we have.
Shit.
I've
got to go to America.
It's going to get smelly. Anyway, let's. Is there any other news that you guys would like to share with?
There was Incredibles 2 teaser thing.
Oh, there was. Yeah, we didn't watch that before. Did you see the Incredibles 2 trailer?
No.
Teaser.
It was more of a teaser.
Yeah, it was. Are you not bothered?
Not really.
The Incredibles, Pixar's Incredibles.
It was really
I heard
good.
what you said the first time you said it.
You don't care about it.
Well, let's talk about it, Mike. It was very good. I thought.
Good.
Yeah, I thought it was nice and it was good, funny. It's coming out next year.
It gives a good little nod to what they're going to do in it. I like.
Yeah, it's good. I think. Yeah.
Now that's like one of my favourite Pixar films. I'm
for sure.
amazed that you aren't You aren't.
Oh, you're talking to me again now.
I'm talking to you.
I don't like cartoons. I'm not really into.
Well, you don't even like Pixar films.
Oh no, he doesn't like anything that's not real life.
Jesus,
just...
it
all went downhill after Fox and the Hound.
Sure. Right. Anyway,
such a contemporary view.
Let's crack on with the main feature.
You can't save the world alone. Because you need to. Are we talking about spoilers?
Have Superman
come back?
Apparently, I don't know. Neither do I. It's Justice League. It's finally come out.
Sinn's golden shower.
That's right, my golden shower. So just a few facts about it before we break it down. So after reshoots and everything that went potentially wrong with this movie, it had a production budget of approximately $300 million. Yeah, it was estimated to make 110 to 120 million in theatres in the United States over the opening weekend. It's now predicted to only make about 90. Internationally, the film is expected to debut for about 215 to about 235 million. So they are, in the opening weekend, just about going to make their money back, maybe.
Well, worldwide that doesn't include...
that's Europe and the States. So it's not... It had its premiere in Beijing, but that was interesting. But basically, they're predicting that it's going to make...
What was that reaction about?
It's predicted that it's going to make about 600 to 750 million, which is basically their break-even point when you count into marketing. And let's be honest, the marketing we know has cost a fortune for this film because they've been advertising it like crazy. And considering that Batman vs Superman made about 600, 700 million and had a budget of about 180 million or something, they may not make much money from this, which is, I don't know. So, what did we think of Justice League, the movie? It's finally here.
Who wants to go first?
Why are you both looking at me?
I don't know. Just someone say
something. All right,
something.
I'll go first. Strangely enough, I think it was too short.
Yes. Yeah.
I was
120 minutes almost exactly.
It went far too quickly.
Yeah,
in the sense that everything happened so fast and...
But this is what happens when you make a film without giving every hero their own individual solo movie.
I would have quite happily have sat there for another half hour, 45 minutes, just to get some bit of filler.
Well, apparently there is the original cut of the movie was an extra kind of 45, 50 minutes long. So there probably will be an extended cut coming to a cinema near you. I thought it was meh. I can't shit all over it because I didn't. I can't. But I can't say I had a good time. But I can't say I had a bad time.
So how many lashings does he get?
That's around the 13, 14 mark.
13,
14 lashings. Right. Like it was okay. Like that. That's really all that I can say about it. It was.
It happened.
It happened. And I saw it with Callum. He didn't hold my hand.
God damn it, Callum! I gave you one thing to do.
One job.
But he said something very interesting. He said if it had come out before the Avengers, 6 years ago, it probably would have blown everyone's mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
But because we've had 21 other Marvel films or 20 Marvel films, and they've done the superhero team up several times, it just didn't have the same.
It is like every time they would say the team, you could tell they were almost like looking at the camera like the team. Yeah. We're doing this thing now. We're the team, and it's like
and it certainly had you could tell so much of the. I mean, when we go through the film, there are bits that just stick in my mind. You can tell the bits that were reshot.
There were some good parts, and there was also some bad top lips.
Some bad. Yeah. Oh, there was some bad top lips. So you're aware of the top lip fiasco?
No.
So did you think that Superman's face looked a bit funky?
There was something suspicious about his upper lip.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was right. Anyway, should we go through the film?
Yeah, let's go through the film.
Let's go through.
Let's do it.
Martin, preface the preface.
Preface the preface.
Yep. I couldn't think of the word.
No. The movie starts. And Superman is there.
Yeah.
And some old footage.
So I was sat there. I was watching it. It opens up with Superman being interviewed by some kids on their phones, maybe asking what do you think of Earth, and then he smiles a bit. He's a bit distracted by something off screen. Then he looks back at the camera and looks, and then just looks up to the sky a little bit, kind of like, oh. And then it cuts into like the main title sequence. So I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Also, that was the first scene in the movie, and the top lip looked terrible.
It was
Straight
awful.
away.
Oh, by the way, sorry, I should say spoilers. Spoiler alert.
Well, Martin's in the room.
Yeah, well, that's true. But if you've made it this far, then
I am
you know
the
that we're going
human
to spoil
spoiler
it.
alert.
But yeah, it was. It was just such. It was a really weird way to start the movie. The first kind of 20, 30 minutes, I was like, I was the thing. In fact, throughout the entire film, I was like, it was just on a seesaw. Like, oh, this could be bad. Oh no, they've saved it. Oh no, it's bad. Oh no,
really stupid and shit to happen.
But nothing really bad. Like, I can't. That's what I mean.
There's no Jimmy Olsen being the bad guy and getting shot.
No. There's no like Batman driving around killing a whole load of people. But anyway, so it opens up with Batmaning about in Gotham City, and he's chasing the
guy from Mindhunter.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Mindhunters, so yeah, okay. But yeah, he's chasing down this guy, and he suddenly turns around and he sees Batman, and he thinks that he pulls a gun out. And I mean, at this stage in this universe, if you saw Batman, you'd just be like,
yeah, there you go, that's it, I'm done. Yeah.
You know, like...
I had a good run.
But anyway, he tries to get away. Batman manages to catch him, and he's dangling him over a building. And he says, and the guy's like, oh, no, what do you want? I'll tell you anything. He's like,
fear.
I want your fear. They're attracted to it. And you're like, what?
They can smell it.
And then this parademon, at this stage, I mean, we kind of know what they are from the marketing, and well, I kind of know what they are from the comics and stuff, but it's just a really weird kind of, this parademon just appears out of the alleyway, out of the smoke.
He's just like, oh, yeah, Batman. Oh, all right. How's it going?
This is a flying alien. You know, sure, okay. He captures him with a net.
And then burns 3 box holes in the wall.
That's right, yeah. Oh, how does he dissolve? He dissolves, doesn't he? Or something?
He just like self-destructs or something.
Yeah. They have he grapples him a bit through the air, doesn't he?
Yeah, holding on to him, giving him a good old bat hug.
That's right, yeah. It's like wrestling an alligator, but through the thing.
A giant alligator.
And then what really gets me, this is it's just, as I say, this is why it's not so bad, but it's like, it's not good either, is Batman's like just about to jump off after, you know, the things melted into the wall or whatever, and the criminal that he's left behind goes, what was that thing? What was that alien? And you're like, oh, well, that's a big assumption to make, that it's just an alien straight off the back, you know. And he's like, you know, I can't remember what he says, but he's like, they're here, it's time to fight them, and then flies off. And it's like, what are you doing? Who are you saying that for the guy's benefit?
Yeah,
like,
no, it's to the audience.
Yeah, but it just
looks to camera.
It would have been funny if he just came back and was like, hold on, let me just take you to prison. Like,
I've really got to take you down though. This has got to happen.
Yeah, you left your bag. Like, you're gonna go pick that up after I've left, so I better come back and make sure you.
Yeah, you're gonna turn yourself in, right? I've got to go and form a team.
I'm just gonna give Jim a call, and we'll be around in 5 minutes. Just don't go anywhere.
Basically, yeah. So anyway, I think then we with Wonder Woman in London.
Gal Gadot.
So this is
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. I think it's Gal Gadot, actually.
So this is the this is the terrorist, isn't it? In London.
This is the guy that they alluded to in the trailer.
In the trailer.
Oh no, there's a big old Batman sign on Tower Bridge as well.
Superman sign.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, so we have the montage sequence. Oh,
why is everyone just like playing with the wires?
Sorry, I can't help it. We have the montage scene of everybody's missing Superman.
Yeah,
and there's this really weird slow motion scene of like obviously some immigrants looking after their shop or something, and like these 2 thugs walking past, and then like they walk past in slow motion, and then suddenly they throw something, and then the coppers are like wrestling.
Weren't they already in the shop, and then the policeman came in and dragged them out?
Was he? I
think that's what happened.
It felt like I was missing the beginning of the scene or something. I don't know, it was really odd. But basically, it was all around the world. It was to show that without Superman, crime's at an all-time high.
Yeah.
But pretty much it was a slow motion, like, takedown of these 2 thugs outside of a shop. And then it was like it was a voiceover. Was it Lois Lane, maybe? Or somebody?
Oh, yeah, Amy Adams.
Yeah. Amy Adams going like, you know...
The world's oldest Lois Lane.
Oh, is she? What?
Yeah, she looked old in this movie.
Did you?
Oh,
do you
okay.
think?
Not actually factually.
No.
Well, just look-wise.
Might be now.
But
she is getting on.
But yeah, in London they had the massive Superman flag on Tower Bridge or whatever. Like, you know, the world's in mourning.
I think that was more of just like a nod to Superman when obviously the death of Superman came back and he was wearing a black suit.
Yeah, no, I think it was. You're right. Yeah, it was. So anyway, yeah. So there's these terrorists that are wanting to presumably blow up the city of London, the financial district.
Yeah, they're
London.
all English, but he says we're going to blow up 4 city blocks.
Yeah, he does.
Does that in London?
Right.
City blocks.
Yeah.
And we see the hero shot of Wonder Woman at this stage. She's standing on the scales of justice. I don't know what that statue's called in London. I should really know. Shouldn't I be British?
Statue of Liberty.
It's not the Statue of Liberty.
The old Statue of Liberty.
The Eiffel Tower.
Why
are you doing a fake English accent?
Because that's an American perception of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
No?
That's what we sound like.
Why
to
did
all
we bring him
Americans.
back?
I don't know. Because we missed it without him, didn't we? Let's be honest.
You need these stupid ass comments.
We do.
We can just edit it out and put white noise in.
Yeah, sure. Every time he says something, yeah.
Just put that in.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, it could be one long white noise if you like.
Anyway, Wonder Woman kicks everyone's ass. It's a pretty badass scene, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, especially when he pulled out the machine gun and went to like mow everyone down.
Yeah.
And she just like darted.
She goes along everyone and.
The one thing about the entire film is all their powers that they're not. The thing with like Marvel films is everybody's powers are explained, and because they've all had origin stories, they're usually explained in quite a bit of detail. Mm-hmm. This just not. You know, Wonder Woman is super fast, super quick because she's she's an ancient Amazonian warrior.
Amazon.
You know, that's just whatever. You know, it's they don't, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
I think hers is explained in her film.
Well, yeah, no, but a little bit. But I mean, like it's not. You know, like she's still like in her film when she goes to London and she stops the bullets. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you can move really fast. Okay, sure. You know, it's like it's not.
I'm just glad they didn't spend 15 minutes like building up each character though. As well.
Sure,
definitely.
But it's pretty bad, and that's quite cool when he shoots and she blocks all the shots, and like you see the lasso of truth, which comes into play later on, which we'll come
such
to.
A comic device.
Yeah. It's such a good moment.
And so you see that, and then I think we cut to we see a scene with is it Ezra Miller or Cyborg next? I can't remember who was.
I think it's
next in
Cyborg.
We get introduced to all the characters, don't we? Cyborg. So let's just take the moment to talk about the Cyborg character for a minute, because what did you think to his look and the CG?
I don't understand why they didn't just put an actual like helmet on, because that was all CGI as well. It just looked wobbling all the time.
Really bad, didn't it? And and also
his whole suit wasn't terrible. Mm-hmm. It was just like, but it wasn't, parts of it were just.
But this is what I mean. I said to Callum, like when they're doing Iron Man, they at least they make the top bit that for Robert Downey Jr. to wear. So at least then when they're
he's got a whole suit he can wear as well.
Well, yeah, but a lot of the time it's just from the chest up. But at least then, like when they're doing the close-ups, it actually looks like it's real.
Yeah.
Whereas every time I saw Cyborg, it was just like, this is just really bad CG.
Disjointed.
It does, and it wasn't even. You would have thought with a budget of 300 million that they'd just make it.
They probably spent the rest of it getting rid of Cavill's mustache.
Yeah, badly.
Yeah. I really wanted in the credits to be like mustache remover or like digital shaver, but there wasn't. I was looking out for it.
Facial hair CG removal.
Yeah, just like digital shaver or some shit like that.
So we see. We get introduced to him. He's not a very happy chappy. Mm-hmm. He's unhappy with his newfound powers, which you had to have seen Batman vs Superman in that short 15-second clip where Bruce Wayne finds the little video footage that somehow Lex Luthor has of him being attacked by the mother box to turn into, Cyborg. Sure, okay, whatever. But they skip over it pretty quickly. He's not a very happy guy. Ezra Miller, you see him and his father. It's quite a nice moment, actually. And I like the fact that they've kept that story pretty much intact from the Flash's story.
Well, it's a Barry Allen story, isn't it? So it's not like
sure. But I'm glad that they kept it in. They didn't. His
dad actually kind of looked similar to him as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's an important part of the Flash's backstory, and I'm glad that they did it. So that all happens, and then Batman goes to... Is it Batman goes to basically to Gal Gadot?
No, he goes to Aquaman at that part.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he says we need to start...
I don't know where Aquaman is. Is he in the harbour?
He's in Iceland.
He's in Iceland. Yeah. So he's like, he says to Alfred that he needs to start forming the team. So, you know...
He's like, go to Iceland.
Yeah, let's go to Iceland. So he heads to Iceland, and we get introduced to Jason Momoa. What did you think to Jason Momoa's Aquaman?
I thought it was good.
It's alright, yeah.
Yeah, he just played Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
Jason Momoa in everything he's ever done. Basically, that's all that he has. He has. I mean, he's a pretty. He's a bit like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He kind of just does one character.
Yeah,
it's always the same.
Just play you, and
this one he just had more tattoos, I suppose.
Yeah.
They just expanded on his actual tattoos he's got.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then anyway, so then we see the first kind of bit of action, which is Themyscira, which is where the Amazonians are, and the mother box is that they're guarding is playing up a little bit.
A bit more
and it's cracked me up. They all just like stood around with bow and arrows.
That's right. Swords. Yeah, and this little box that's shaking, like, and then we see that we're introduced for the first time to Steppenwolf, the bad guy. I do not understand why they went for an entirely CG bad guy.
Yeah,
because again, he just looked. I don't know. What did you think?
It wasn't ideal. No.
Some of the CG in this was really good, but some of it was awful. Do you not think?
I think they just like focused the budget of the CG on certain scenes and certain parts, like bits of Barry Allen and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they knew they had to get that bit right.
But would you not have thought, if you're making, if you're making your main bad guy CG, you'd put more effort into that. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem is that I imagine Snyder wanted it to be a lot darker.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have noticed it as much. But when Whedon comes in, everything's a little bit brighter. Up. Yeah. So they probably were stuck between a rock and a hard place at that point for that kind of thing. That's what I kind of assume. Anyway.
Yeah, okay. We have the first kind of major action sequence, which is actually all right. I think it's quite good when they're trying to get the mother box just away from Steppenwolf, and he's just
wiping people out.
It's doing a bit like a Sauron from Lord of the Rings, just like knock you out of the way, knock you out of the way.
Axe.
That's right. And there's lots of, and I mean, this is quite cool. It's the same in Wonder Woman, the same fighting style. I actually really like the way that they portray the Amazons in the way that they're
like flipping about.
They're jumping around and they're throwing their swords and firing their arrows. It just looked actually really.
That bit's really cool when they attach the box to the arrow and then
fire it, and then he just about catches it, and it's really cool. Yeah. And then this is the bit that Callum pointed out. Steppenwolf eventually gets the mother box and disappears. There's the Amazonian under the horse. And she's like going up to her like, oh my gosh. It's like, just lift up the horse.
They're like super strong. They should just be like...
You've just seen them like smashing these bricks and stuff and like carrying these big... And it's just like, just lift up the horse. Just lift the fucking horse. I don't know, anyway. And then she's like, we need to warn my daughter. We need to warn, Wonder Woman effectively. So what we're going to do? We're going to light the beacons.
But that was 5,000 years ago. I don't think anyone's going to know what it means anymore. She'll know.
No man will.
But it was just like, and it was literally as she was doing it, and I just turned to Cam. I was like, let's light the beacons. And then she manages to fire an arrow from this island in the middle of wherever.
Any given location on the island, she can just hit it. Whenever.
And it went all the way to Greece and lit a big fire.
It's a good thing no one was there.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah,
it was nighttime when it landed, but daytime when they fired it as well.
It's a good thing there was no wind as well.
It travelled for a really long time,
and the fire didn't go out.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah.
Even it went up into the atmosphere with like barely any oxygen.
And then
it's Amazonian.
I don't know why that's the part I'm picking apart.
No, of all the things, but it's worthy of note.
Superheroes.
Yeah. And then Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, it just happens to be watching this on TV, and they'd be talking, and she's like, "Well, I've got to go and find Bruce Wayne now. Let's get the team together because something's coming. I don't know what. All I know is it could have just been a fire.
Well, no, I think that was to say that Steppenwolf was back.
Well,
right.
That's what they
because obviously basically say we're in danger or whatever, or the mother box has been compromised.
Is this one of the lessons that the ancient Amazonians learn when they're in preschool? Is if you ever see this particular building in...
Well, no, it was set up because obviously there was 3 mother boxes split up between the between the obviously man and Atlanteans, and that was a signal. They all had their own signal that they would say if they come back to take it.
So let's talk about the ancient history. So untold thousands of years ago,
5,000.
Was it? Did they say 5,000?
5,000. Yeah, it said it hadn't been lit in 5,000 years, or hadn't been. Yeah, they said 5,000 years.
Oh Jesus, that makes it even worse. But anyway, it was quite cool. They had this big battle between Steppenwolf's forces and men, Amazonians, Atlanteans,
Green Lanterns,
and also Green Lanterns, which I thought was a really good inclusion. Yeah. That was awesome.
I was very like, so does this mean is this going to be a thing, or is this?
Well, Green Lantern, they've already slated a movie for Green Lantern.
2020 apparently was the original release date, but I don't know whether that's. But there was talk of a potential.
It was probably the best Green Lantern on screen that we've seen as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And there were talk about there was rumors that there was going to be a Green Lantern in this film, as in like joining the Justice League. Obviously that obviously didn't pan out because it was originally Unite the Seven. That was the original tagline, but now it's just 6 of them, or 5 and then 6.
You can't
what about Alfred?
Together.
Well, Alfred, maybe Alfred's the 7th for
Alfred's
sure.
The true.
But there was this big kind of Lord of the Rings-esque.
That was very much like battle of the end of the
with and she's that's it, and she's like narrating it and stuff. And then we've got the Green Lantern Corps. They're from space, and they've got
they're the police of space.
That's right.
Aren't
yeah,
they, so.
Yeah. And they've got these 3 most powerful boxes, of unknown, untold, immense power.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're going to do? They're going to hide all 3 of them on Earth.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get over that. That's fine. They're going to give one to the Atlanteans. Okay, cool. They're superhumans. That's cool. They're going to give one to the Amazonians. Okay, yeah, that makes sense too. They're going to give one to the humans who decide to bury it.
It's like, well, I'd bury it in the garden, won't I?
I mean, and the thing is, it's like the way that the way it shows it is they're literally all just standing around a pit.
There's just like 3 blokes.
And they're like, just put some dirt on it, it'll be fine. It's like, what the hell? I don't know.
They consulted the Atlanteans and the Amazonians on their tactic with that?
What
are you doing with your box? Oh yeah, it's going to be super guarded behind all these stone walls. Where's yours?
In the back garden.
Underwater.
Yeah.
Just gonna,
Where are you going to put yours? The forest?
Well, Atlanta isn't, or Atlanta?
Atlantis.
City. Atlantis, thank you, isn't underwater at this stage, is it? Because she says that Atlantis was lost to the ocean at some point. They're not always underwater. Atlantis, in the lore anyway, obviously it's lost city.
The lost city of Atlantis, yeah.
So I think at the time it probably wasn't, but yeah. But I just thought that was brilliant.
That's a good moment, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh Jesus!
What is wrong with you?
I'm just so excited to talk about this film.
Just breaking your microphone.
Anyway, so then they decide that they're going to need to go and recruit everybody. So they go and she goes and tries to have a chat with Cyborg, who's not really all that.
He's not playing ball.
He's not that.
Well, he's a bit fucked up in the head at the moment because he kept saying, he said that he's got a foreign language.
Yeah, he's basically a mother box himself, or like a version of a mother box, which is
he's having like
a sun box.
This is something as well. Like so Steppenwolf basically they say that the reason he's coming back is because Superman's dead. Like that the Earth is not protected by a Kryptonian anymore. So that he's come back to claim these boxes.
But he didn't even know Superman was here, though, did he?
Well, for the last 4,999 years,
there
hasn't been a Kryptonian on the planet anyway.
I think he just thought it was time.
It was just time. Just happened to be time.
About enough time.
Yeah, sure. Anyway.
Well, it takes 5,000 years for your wounds of your.
Of your last battle. Yeah, maybe he was charging up his axe.
His axe, yeah.
He
was forging a new one.
Yeah. Anyway, and then so they go and they try and recruit. We see the scene that was in the teaser trailer from last year, pretty much verbatim, which is the Barry Allen Batman scene, which was still quite funny, I thought, even though we'd seen it before.
Yeah.
And again, I found that I don't know if you found this, but a lot of the jokes were in the trailer.
Yeah.
So there's a bit like when they get in the car and he's like, "Well, what's your superpower?" He's like,
"I'm rich."
It's like,
the thing is, I heard them in the trailer, but I think contextually in the film, they went over a lot better than they did in
Do you reckon?
trailers for me.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Personally.
All right. Anyway, so they Arthur Curry, Aquaman, says he's not going to bother helping with them. Okay, sure, fair enough. So
he's
there's
like, stop talking about my box, go away.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he straight up calls out Bruce Wayne as being Batman.
Yeah.
In front of everyone, and but they all speak English as well because they were all laughing.
Yes, that's
something he said. Yeah. So he was just like, "Hey, Batman, you're Bruce Wayne," and then just goes in the water.
Yeah, that's it. Like, yeah, basically, yeah. And then somehow manages to swim without swimming as well. Do you notice that he never kicks his legs? He just goes.
Yeah, he just flies underwater. He's like a penguin.
Yeah, no, he's like a dolphin. He just sort of.
Dolphins woggle.
Does his
woggle?
Woggle.
He contorts his body to emit forward propulsion.
They Steppenwolf turns up to.
I do that when I swim, but I just go straight down.
Yeah,
just drill down.
I just can't swim.
So Steppenwolf takes the box from Atlantis. What did we think to the underwater bit?
I thought
Atlantis?
That was cool.
It looked pretty cool, didn't it?
I think it probably cost him a lot of money. That's why it's so short.
Yeah,
I'm a bit like there was the bit where he meets his sister-in-law.
I think it's just someone that's also there that knows him because he hasn't been there for a long time.
Yeah. And I think it was she's the princess because his mother took her in or something is the story a little bit like that. But I would have done with more. This is why you need origin films before solo films before a team up film because there just isn't enough time to explain everything that's going on. But there was a bit where they started talking and she produced like this bubble around them.
Yeah.
And obviously, Aquaman's solo film is out next year. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's all going to be?
It's out next year.
Oh, yeah, it's next year.
It's all going to be underwater with.
It's all going to be. But every time they want to talk, do you think it's going to be? And now I make a bubble. I thought it was actually going to be
like
underwater,
a literal speech bubble.
Yeah, maybe, it is. Yes,
maybe Atlantis has a huge bubble around it.
I think that's probably
the wise way with it.
Yeah.
Oh, what you mean, like in Star Wars?
Yeah. Like with the underwater
with the
Gungan
Gungans.
Palace.
Yeah.
Misa loved that film.
Fuck off.
Jesus.
How about that?
It was a good fight underwater. I thought lots of swirling around, lots of.
I was thinking like I haven't really seen an underwater fight done like this.
No,
it was clever as well because sorry to interrupt you, but you don't.
You're not forgiven.
Is that they just show that fighting underwater is incredibly different to fighting in air because obviously it was difficult because he like constricted the water or something like that to stop Steppenwolf at one point.
He obviously has some power with that or whatever, and they had like little harpoon guns as well. Like it was this really cool moment where Steppenwolf's like charging down and the guy just like turns to fire this harpoon and he just gets completely not wiped out. No, it was good. It was a good bit. So anyway, so he's like, you need to do this.
I think that's kind of what they were showing though by not having like a full origin for everyone. It was like, this is little bits of nuggets that you're going to get for each of these movies.
Yeah, well, and I get that, and that's fine. But it would just there's a reason why Marvel did it the other way around, and I mean it might work.
That's the thing. We don't know. We haven't seen the full run of the DCEU yet.
Sure. So and if they do it, when they do,
so mature.
I know when they do a Justice League 2, Jesus,
crikey.
You made yourself giggle there.
That's good. Yeah. I'm proud of me.
When they do a Justice League 2, hopefully after they've done another set of individual films, then maybe it might feel a bit better. But I don't know. Anyway, so basically, Steppenwolf needs the final box now, and he's been told that it's probably by the alien spaceship. So he starts kidnapping all the Star Lab employees, including Cyborg's father.
Mm-hmm.
And the janitor.
Yeah, and the janitor, yeah. So basically they decide that it's time to team up. They get the team together, which is 4 of them at this stage, and they manage to track Steppenwolf down to an island underneath Gotham City, basically. In between Gotham and Metropolis. Because it's determined, obviously, in Batman vs. Superman that Gotham and Metropolis are literally across the water from each other.
Just down the road.
That's right, literally, yeah.
Just down
the road. Anyway, so they go and... I have to say, when the heroes are together, all kitted out in their costumes, they look damn good.
Yeah. No.
Like
I love this team.
I think they look really good. I think this is one of the best looking Batmen maybe that we've ever had. Some people prefer the Chris Nolan, but I actually prefer the big beefy.
He's like a bit bulkier.
I love the big thick Batman logo.
Yeah.
Flash is costume, uniform, whatever you want to call it, looked really good.
Yeah, it was all homemade as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so
and you could tell that, like it was scarred.
He managed to get the licensing from Lex Luthor for the icon as well.
That was good. Wow. It was good. Yeah. And yeah, just when they're all standing next to each other, there's a hero shot later on in the film, and they're all standing there, and that actually looks.
Yeah, I thought it was really clever. Obviously, because Flash was like, "Oh, I don't really get in fights. I just run around and push people out of the way."
Yes, yeah.
And he was like, "What do you want me to do?" And Batman was like, "Save one person."
Yeah.
No, he just went save one person, and he was like, "What do I do after that?" He was like, "You'll know."
You'll know. Yeah. And then when he does it, you're like. You can just see the realization. Ezra Miller, hands down, was the best guy in this film. I mean, I think.
He was really good, but also at the same time, every single scene for him was exactly the same. Like, just him being quippy and stuff. And, like, he didn't really have any more character to him, whereas Barry Allen's got a lot more character to him.
Yeah.
Because obviously Batman had, like, multiple different layers to him. Aquaman had different layers as well. Wonder Woman obviously had different layers. But Barry Allen was just like, I'm quippy, I'm fast.
I don't know. I felt that the Flash was.
He was really. Don't get me wrong. He was really good, and I'm really looking forward to the Flashpoint movie.
Yeah,
but I just wish they'd given him more because I really love the Flash.
Yeah. No, I felt that he was one of the less one-dimensional characters in it compared to, say, Aquaman and Cyborg. But yeah, I do want more. I really.
But I think that one scene though, where I know it was really quick, but when he saved somebody and came back, and he was like, "Oh, I've done it." And then you just saw the realization. He was like, "Oh, I'm really fast. I can save people.
I can do this."
And then there was that bit where Wonder Woman was falling down and she needed to grab the sword, and he ran out, and he was like, it was all slow motion. He could see what he needed to do, and just when he ran all the way around the thing, and then just poked the sword, I thought a lot of awesome.
The slow motion scenes with him were brilliant.
They were good,
especially that one scene.
Oh, there's that bit that's coming up.
One scene
that was actually really good. But we'll get to that anyway. So yeah, they find Steppenwolf and they have a big fight underground. They have that Batman. What I also like in this, and this is where this starts to come in. Everyone's doing their thing. They're fighting and they're doing it or whatever. And Batman's like, Alfred, I need my shit. I need the big robotic walker here because I'm just a man. And he can see that straight away. And so then Alfred gets in and he's like, oh, I thought you never asked. And what I really like, and this happens later on as well, and it happened in Batman vs. Superman, is Batman. It is Batman, but he needs Alfred in the Batcave helping him out.
Yeah.
Like, he's relying on his tech. And we don't really see that a lot in previous Batman incarnations. Mm-hmm. But in this, he is a man. And he needs everything to support him, to make him...
because Batman is his gadgets.
Yeah, that's right, so. Yeah. And it's just that bit where he's like, Alfred, I need the spider walker or the spider or whatever he called it.
Thing, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I need it. And then it turns up and then he jumps in it and then he starts kicking ass by shooting them and stuff, which is just like, that's right, because Batman can't fly and jump and do all of this. That's it.
Because, like you said, his superpower is that he's rich.
That's it. Yeah, he can do a grappling hook and knock a parademon off the thing.
Yeah.
But then, as Callum said, he knocks him off and the parademon just flies back up.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
when he has a really hard time with one parademon.
Yeah.
It's like this whole fight, and you're like, oh yeah, Batman is just. Yeah. He's just a guy who does some martial arts.
And there's a bit later on which I will bring up as well, where you actually realise, no, actually he's just a man, and I wish that they played on it a little bit more, but we'll come to it. So anyway, so they're about to they have a big fight and stuff, and they're Steppenwolf escapes, but during the fight they've punctured the water main or whatever.
Because they're in a tunnel, weren't they?
That's right, yeah. And then the water all starts coming in, and then they're all going to drown, and they're all running, and then, oh no, Aquaman comes.
With his quindent.
That's it. Quindent? Is it a quindent? Is it not a trident?
No, because it's got 5 prongs on it. So
okay. I thought, isn't there a bit where somebody goes with your big fork or something?
Yeah, but it's actually called a quindent.
Oh, okay. All right, fair. Anyway, I didn't realise it had...
in the comic books, and also he took it to the Graham Norton show as well.
Oh, okay,
and he said it's a quindent.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he stops the water, and they manage to get into the walker and escape, and everything's wonderful. So it's, the team's united. So then, suddenly out of nowhere, Bruce Wayne's suddenly saying they're back in, I guess, the Batcave. There's that cool bit when they get to the Batcave.
And he's just running around looking at everything.
Yeah,
that's so good.
The Flash is like, oh, it's like a Batcave.
It's like a Batcave.
Yeah, he's like and then they're talking, and you still see him like zipping around, like checking everything out. That was cool. Anyway, so he's like, we need Superman. Like there's no. And
he gives the same speech, doesn't he?
From where?
From Batman versus Superman, but just in a slightly different tone. Because
sure.
in Batman versus Superman, he's like, if there's a 1% chance that he's here to kill us, we need to take that as a certainty.
Yes.
Whereas at this time, man, he's like, if there's a fraction of a chance that this could save him, we need to do it.
Yeah. Which just, you flip-flopping, just make up your mind. But anyway, yeah. And they're like, oh, we'll use the mother boxes. And then, like, Diana's a bit against it. And he, just out of nowhere, just jibes at Chris Pine's characters from the Wonder Woman. And she, like, just...
She's like, why?
Gives her a little punch in the chest. He just goes flying back. I just thought that was... Yeah. But they basically, they ultimately decide that the best way to save the planet is to try and get Superman back. So they go to Metropolis. They go to the alien ship.
Which still isn't called the Fortress of Solitude.
No, that's right, yeah. They have this weird kind of like, we've got a break-in thing. It's like, they're just like 5 of the most powerful people on the planet.
Why can't they just get clearance?
Well, no, I think they had to. They couldn't just break in because then obviously the ship's going to try and defend itself.
Well, no, because they were sneaking past the military guards, and they had that whole bit where it's like Cyborg's hacking into
right? I got you. Yeah.
And he's like, Ezra Miller's like, "Here's my clearance. Oh, cleared to go." It's like, you're 5 of the most powerful beings on the planet. Just get in.
Yeah, well,
you know, anyway. And then they do this cool little resurrection thing with the mother box.
Flash using his speed.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it. It just shows off more of the powers. And Superman's resurrected.
I just want to know why Superman was buried shirtless.
Yeah, sure.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. They put him in they sunk him down in the suit.
His muscles were so relaxed when he was wearing the suit, and when he woke up, burst through him. That's what happens to me in the mornings. I go through 16 shirts every time I try to put on my gold suit.
That must be very expensive.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, you know.
Anyway,
when you work for Netflix, you've got
so money. now we come to my favorite bit in the film. This was my favorite bit. Was the fight? Was the bit with the heroes fighting Superman? I just thought it was the most exciting, the most dramatic. that everything else didn't really have any stakes to it. But this was like, this is Superman. Is he good? Is he bad?
Yeah.
You know, like it was just a good scene. There was a bit. So they all turn up and they all start fighting him. The way that the scene starts off, the fight starts off, I still can't get over. Which is where Cyborg's like, I can't control it.
Oh yeah, because it's programmed to like defend himself, and obviously he sensed a threat, and because Superman was doing like X-ray vision on him and stuff, and
he's being monitored
again. Just a little bit of description there would be good.
Yeah,
maybe.
I was a bit like, what's going on?
I can't stop it because.
I thought it was like something to do with the box or something. I was like, where's the box?
I can't stop it because I'm sensing a threat would have been the line. Instead of just, I can't stop it, I'm going to shoot Superman. But anyway, then they have a big fight. Or they
start fighting.
They start fighting or whatever. And my favourite scene in the entire thing is when the Flash starts running to the side of them,
and his eyes just turn,
and there's the slow turn, and he's like, "I see you," and he's like, "Do you see me?" He's like, "I see you."
Flash's face is like, "Oh shit!"
And he's just like, "Abort."
It's just so good, and also, I mean, like, if you hadn't already in the last 2 films, maybe not Batman versus Superman because that was just ridiculous, but you really do see the power of Superman.
Yeah,
like he's a badass. He is super strong, super tough. And even like all of these people can't, put him together. There was a great bit where Batman comes up to him and he just grabs him and is like, yeah, this is what the fight should have been in the last film. Yeah. It should have been, I don't care how tough or whatever suit you're wearing, I've got you now. I'm gonna crush you.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Bleed.
Yeah, that was a
great line.
That was a good line. That was really good.
Yeah, definitely bleeding.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So this is the bit. So he gets thrown against the police thing, and I don't know if you saw that bit when he was getting up. That is definitely a
Whedon.
That is definitely a Whedon reshoot. You could tell it was so badly green screened, and you could just tell it was all fake, and he was just getting up, going, yeah, no, definitely, yeah. It was like, Yeah, okay.
He wanted to show that.
And I like the fact that the big guns was Amy Adams.
Yeah.
It's like, break out the big guns.
I think they should have really led with that, to be perfectly honest with you.
Nah.
But the thing is, like, in the scene...
They wouldn't have to fight,
you wouldn't have seen the Flash looking scared.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I'm happy it wasn't, but that's not even me, is it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's
fine. Well...
but no, in the scene before, you've got like Batman and Alfred talking, and they're like, Alfred's like, yeah, but these are really big guns.
Yeah, they are.
And it's like you were just thinking, Jesus.
I don't know what that came from.
And I was thinking like a kryptonite bomb or something, but no, it's just Amy Adams, which is kind of nice. Then we're subjected to the worst bit in the film, which is the Lois Lane Superman Martha reunion back in Smallville on the farm.
Yeah, the thing is, they set it up in the trailer as though it was like a dream as well.
Yeah.
It's like actual.
Nope, not a dream.
Yeah.
No, this is.
And that was one of the worst top lips I've ever seen.
Yes, it was.
When he hugged her, and like he went to smile, but like his lip didn't move at the front for a bit, and it just kind of looked like it was stretched, and then went ding.
Although this is also, even though it was the worst thing, this is probably the best Superman I think we'd seen in the two films.
It just showed his sheer power he has.
Yeah, but also he was more human. He just the way he acted. It was as though Henry Cavill they'd just gone relax. Like in the last two films, he was so tense and so like just stoic and.
Well, I think that's kind of like where he's like rebirthed now as well, though, isn't he?
Well,
like,
maybe
he knows that he can die and he has died. But he's kind of like, all right, I know what I need to do now. Before I was, doing this. Now I need to do that.
Maybe.
Yeah. No,
that was descriptive for you, wasn't
it? Yeah. He's a different person.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Sure. Okay. That's what death does to you, I suppose. But so that he kind of like regains his humanity. I suppose that's probably what it is. Something along those lines. Anyway.
I think he was just more like a bit grumpy from waking up.
Yeah. Well,
these people are all around.
Well, and then they tried to kill me.
That's what he said, though, didn't he? He was like, "You wouldn't let me live, and now you won't let me die."
Yeah. Anyway, so and then basically the stakes get higher. Steppenwolf has all three mother.
That was I like that bit where it just kind of like came down, picked it up, left, and he was like, so he's got the third one.
It's like they turn around and it's just like the tornado going up or whatever, and they're like, oh. Fuck.
It's called a boom tube. Because it goes boom when it turns up,
and then it goes.
That's what they're actually
when
called.
it goes away.
Tube.
Yeah, they're called boom tubes.
Thank you, Captain Literal, for that one.
But well. Anyway, and then
Superman and Batman weren't literal enough for you.
Well, it's the literal universe. Apparently.
But yeah, so
Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Ant-Man,
Flash. Because he's gone in a Flash.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Cyborg.
So yeah. Anyway, so they discover
what's the other guy's name? There's. Oh fuck! You keep talking. I'll think of it.
Oh
okay.
God.
So Steppenwolf's now got all three, and he's terraforming or putting them together. This area in Russia. Of course, it's an abandoned.
It's like a nuclear facility.
That's right. Yeah. And the team needs to get there. The team needs to get there in 4 hours. Oh well, the jet can't get us there in that time. So Cyborg goes, "It will for me."
Fast. How are you going to do something fast?
You're going to break the laws of physics, are you, Cyborg?
Yeah.
Like.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't have physics, though, does he? Because he's part Motherbox, and Motherbox.
But what's he? He's going to plug into the Batjet, and he's going to make the jet go. It's a load of.
I think the explanation is he plugs himself into it and becomes a power source for it to overclock it and make it go fast.
Right.
Yeah, but then it might also tear apart as well.
Yeah, but it's fine because he's Cyborg.
It was. I don't know. Anyway, but before they got on the plane, we have my second favourite moment in the film, which I really, really wish that they had expanded upon, and they almost throw it away with a line, which is when Batman's getting out of his costume, and you see he's all bruised, he's got the internal bleeding, and Gal Gadot sees him, and that is that moment where he is just a man, and she goes like, you can't do this anymore, or you can't do this for much longer, and he's
I couldn't do this a long time ago.
I can barely do this now, or whatever it is, and it's like. You just throw it away. There should have been a moment where he just admits
the thing is, like,
he's a man.
Because
just as a bat.
They talk about it later on in the movie as well, that he was trying to get her to be the leader, which is why he was poking at her in the Batcave.
Right, sure.
And that showed that she knew that he couldn't lead forever.
Yes.
So that was kind of like why that's how he kind of convinced her that she needs to be the one that carries it on.
Yeah, I just thought it was really I just thought it was really good. And I mean they do it in the Nolan films a little bit. Christian Bale gets beaten up a bit and he's like,
and then he gets that knee brace and it fixes his knee.
Yeah, and whatever.
And I had one of those in my arm and I know it doesn't fix your arm.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you fucking
And he breaks his back and it gets fixed by tugging on a rope.
Through a wall, I'll tell you that.
No, But I just really like that. I like the fact that they show that Bruce Wayne is just a man, that he's not a superhero. He's a billionaire. He's rich. That's his superpower. I just think that was a nice moment anyway. So they're on the plane, and we probably got the funniest scene in the entire film.
What with the
lasso? The lasso.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that.
Where he just starts going off on one. He's like, You are smoking hot. You are, I know women, but you are.
I don't want to die though. I mean, I'm still young. I don't want to do this. And everyone's just like everyone's looking at each other like, we know why he's doing this. And then he's just like, just gestures down, and he's like, pulls the lasso of truth out and throws it back.
Truth underneath.
And then there's the moment where he just comes up to
Barry Allen. He's like, tell anyone about this, and then I'll make. You can eat every prawn I know, or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. I'll make every prawn.
I'll make you eat every prawn I know.
Yeah. It's like
I didn't hear anything after.
Yeah. So it was good, but that must have been.
That's a Whedon.
That is definitely a Whedon.
That's such a Whedonism.
Yeah. I mean, so I wonder if there was we're in the plane going to battle bit that they just completely rewrote.
I wonder if a few scenes before when the boom tube comes down and takes the third mother box, if Snyder had actually filmed something for them fighting Steppenwolf then.
Oh yeah, maybe.
What and Whedon changed it to Spider-Man? No, to Superman.
Just changed it so he just comes down, takes
it and goes.
Oh right, I see. Yeah, possibly.
But I like the fact that it didn't do that, because then it kind of showed that obviously the Atlanteans were prepared, the Amazonians were prepared, and then the humans just kind of let it get taken again.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So we come now to the final battle. So
isn't there another Whedonism before this happens as well, where Batman and Aquaman are talking? He's like, "Can you talk to fish then, or something?" Or is that
that's all before. Yeah.
Oh no, because he does actually say it again. It says, "Can you actually talk to fish?"
Oh yes, yeah. And there's a bit in the trailers where he comes out the water and he's like, "Is it like a bat?" Like I dig it.
Yeah.
It's like this is like the Prince of Atlantis saying things like "dig it" and "my man."
Yeah.
And I just
yeah.
I was going into this film expect him to be like speaking like Thorisms, like "thou holy art," blah blah blah.
Yeah. Nope.
No, because he's an outcast. So
it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, so they come to the bit that there's terraforming. He's built the Steppenwolf somehow has put a big shield around the base,
energy shield,
which they know about because Batman's like, "I'm going to take out the shield. Don't wait for me." It's like, oh right, okay, there's an energy shield. Okay, sure, okay, whatever. And then he gets in the Batmobile and he's driving the Batmobile down the street. The Parademons turn up and this just literally
the sirens on.
Yeah. And then, so they start to chase him. And then, literally, they just start... They're like monkeys at Longleat. They just start ripping bits off the Batmobile. Like, the Gatling gun goes first, all of that.
He's, smashing it in.
But I like Batman, that Arthur was like, we didn't think this through.
Yeah.
As he's driving up, he's like, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. And then there's a cool bit where they start helping him. And he's like, what are you guys doing? And Diana's like, we're working as a team. And doesn't Alfred say something?
A-team.
No. And then doesn't Alfred just go something like, it's nice to have a team or something like that?
It's nice to see you playing well with others again.
Yeah.
Well, that was, I think that was...
that was Jim, wasn't it?
Yeah,
sorry.
But it's just nice that you see the team, the one thing they do well, the thing that they do well, Jesus, is they do the formation of the team. And I think the team dynamic works quite well.
Yeah.
In the Avengers, they had to have the death of Phil Coulson to kind of bring them together. Whereas this, they don't really... There's nothing that really makes them come together. It just happens naturally.
They have to, yeah.
I think
the fate of the world is...
Plot-wise, the gravitas of the box and the fact that there's previously been that history and that...
Well, the thing is also, they said in during the fight scene, it was like, she didn't put it up to a vote or something like that, so they all had to go down and fight
Yes, that's it. There wasn't a vote. She just told us we're doing it. So it's like, which I just think, really good. I like that aspect of that team dynamic rather than, as I say, having to kill off the main character to bring everybody together.
Bring him back to life for a TV show.
Exactly. So we see the bits that we've seen in the trailer, which really annoyed me. Aquaman has his, he's in the air.
His moment where he comes through a couple of stories of
the Legolas. There's lots of Lord of the Rings references in this because there's like that. He does a Legolas bit where he's flying on the parademon and he goes through and then he kind of surfs him out. Like I feel like, and with the big battle at the beginning and the way that Steppenwolf just knocks people out with his, it's very Lord of the Rings-esque parts of it.
It feels, some of that feels a bit inspired.
Yeah. But anyway, they managed to break it down, and then Superman appears. Superman's decided to come and help them,
they need help,
which is wonderful. He just happens to have another Superman suit lying around somewhere
without a hole through
it. Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We just won't ask. And they have this really weird bit, which again must have been a wedding.
Whedon.
A wedding.
That's another lashing. We spoke about that last week.
We did, yeah. It must have been another Whedon. Where the Flash and Superman go and save people. And the Flash saves the one car. I hope this is East and all of that.
Superman's carrying a building.
Carrying the building. But
he was like, when he was like, oh yeah, they're all to the east. Yeah. So he's like running on. He's like, oh, I hope this is East. Yeah. But it felt so out of place. It was obviously a reshoot, obviously just inserted in. But it just felt a bit. I mean, it was funny, but it just. That was definitely inserted in because obviously they had the family throughout.
Yes.
Each act that you saw a different part of what was happening with the family that was in the house. Yeah, that was definitely a Whedonism.
And then they basically they fight a bit. They fight the parademons. Batman has a moment where he's just standing, shooting. That's all he does through that entire scene. Is just
runs out of whatever was.
I'm going to get a rifle and
it's like you don't even see him really doing anything other than just standing there. And you don't even see the people that he's shooting, the parademons he's shooting. You just see him like.
He's like stood by himself. There's like no one there, and he's just firing a weapon. Like, guys, I'm helping.
Yeah,
look at me, guys. Look at me.
I got a gun.
I can help. Really, I promise. I'm not just a man.
A gun.
And they fight Steppenwolf. Superman comes in. Do they pull the boxes apart first?
No,
that's after.
He's doing it. He's doing it.
That's it. So they beat Steppenwolf basically by freezing the axe. Freezes the axe, and then
Wonder Woman
chops it up, and then Steppenwolf obviously starts to get a bit scared, and the parademons then attack him, which is quite a nice little flip on its head, whatever, and then he disappears up in the boom
we've
tube.
seen that in Lost in Space though.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, you're right.
You seen Lost in Space with Matthew LeBlanc or
That's actually a good movie. I really like.
It's a terrible movie.
I really like that movie.
Gary Oldman plays a guy.
That sounds like an odd cast.
It is. I think it's a good. I think it's a good movie. But anyway, they were making a TV series of Lost in Space, but I don't know what happened to that. Anyway, and then we have a nice little moment between Cyborg and Superman. I just really like Superman in this film. He's just. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, will we survive this or something like that?
Yeah. He's like, well, I think so. You know, he's like, okay, well, let's do it. You know, like he's just not as Henry Cavill as he was in the other two films. He just seems a lot more relaxed and just like he's enjoying it a lot more.
He just seems like more like the whole beacon of hope thing that people make him out to be.
Yeah, that's it. He's very much like Brandon Routh's Batman from Batman Returns. He just seems a lot more chilled and just relaxed and just not so
like so like and kind of almost angsty in the other ones.
Yeah, I really like that the direction they went with that. Anyway, and they pull the mother boxes apart and
the big explosion.
And then suddenly everything turns into an alien planet.
Yeah, there's like weird flowers and stuff.
Yeah,
you never see the mother boxes again though. After that,
no, you don't. You don't know. And
well, they probably just buried.
And there's this alien plant that's just appeared, and the little girl's just picking it up. You know, like there's nothing wrong with this.
I'd be like, get the fuck away from that. Did you see what that did to our fucking town? Don't touch that.
Put it down. Put it down now.
Fucking get that out of your mouth for fuck's sake.
But
What's Kevin Spacey doing on set?
Yeah. Jesus.
You were the last Lex Luthor, not this one.
Yeah. And then we have our hero shot, which as I said earlier, I just think looked really, really good.
I think they look better than the Avengers.
I think you may be right in terms of.
I just like the way that all the heroes look.
Well, the thing with the Avengers is they all look very Tony Stark-esque because a lot of their stuff's is Tony Stark. So it's kind of like it all fits into that universe. It's all stolen technology that there's then been repurposed or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas this, each one has their own. That was me actually. That time. They all have their own individual
identity
look and identity and feel, and I just looked really good. Like when they're all just done with the sun behind them. It's like, here's our heroes, and then it kind of winds down, and we have like what they're doing now, and like Wonder Woman's suddenly out of the shadows, and she's actually saving people and having their photo taken and stuff, and Superman's back, and Barry Allen's got his job in the CSI crime lab, which is cool. Curry it says in the synopsis here that Curry goes back to Atlantis. I didn't see a scene with Aquaman going back to Atlantis, but
I probably just assume that's what happened there.
Yeah, and it basically big happy ending, all comes to a close. And then we get the first of two post-credit scenes. Now, did you both see both of them?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, I just thought was brilliant.
Straight up Whedon.
It was so good. Like with Superman, and it was like you know they're going to have a race, and you're like, which coast? It's like
I've never been to the Pacific before.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's cool.
And then he points, and he's like, by the way.
And then he's like, what does he ask Superman for if he wins?
He gets to tell people.
If
he beats Superman, he gets to tell people.
He beats Superman, and then he's like, if you win, you've got to take us all to brunch. Because they're all friends now.
Because they're going to go to shawarmas, right?
That is basically what it was.
A lot like that.
Yeah, it was. And also, I think the joke about brunch is not something we get in this country, because we don't really do brunch like the Americans do.
No.
We don't.
I'm going to have to experience that.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll feed back. I'll let you know what it's about.
Anyway,
in line,
and then we cut all the way to the end of the credits, and we see the first ever post-credit scene in a DC film, post-credit scene in a DC film, which is where, and this was brilliant. So this is Deathstroke, who looked fucking awesome. I thought Deathstroke looked really good. Turns up, Lex Luthor's escaped from prison.
He's on a yacht.
Yeah, he's got his
bald
head. It's the same
yacht that Kevin Spacey escaped on when he was playing Lex Luthor.
It looked very similar, didn't it? Yeah.
Huh.
And what this was just made, and what could have been quite a dramatic moment was just hilarious for me, because Lex Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg goes, we need a league of our own. Yeah. And then somebody from the other side of the cinema went, ooh!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it was so funny. It was just like the EastEnders moment, like boom, 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 butter, butter. But yeah. Oh, Jesus, that was too loud.
Yeah, that's loud.
That was Justice League.
That was Justice League, the League of Justiceness.
We enjoyed it then? We thought it was good?
I liked the
How
film.
many superheroes out of 6 would you give it?
Ooh.
What about 7?
Well, there's only 6 in the movie.
No, but there should be 7.
Okay, including Arthur.
Including Arthur.
I know, you mean Alfred. Jesus.
I'm talking about Arthur the Aardvark.
Dude, he is the strongest out of the...
Arthur Curry is the
oh yeah, that's what I was
name
confused.
Yeah. Out of
7 superheroes, I'll give it a... I thought about this in terms of tens. All right. I'll give it maybe a 4.5.
4.5 superheroes.
4.5 superheroes out of 7. Okay. So which one are you chopping in half?
No, I'm just counting that as Arthur.
Alfred.
No, as
Arthur.
He is literally
right.
half.
How about you, David? Out of 7 superheroes.
4.7328.
Jesus.
8?
Okay. I know you're doing some cyborg maths there.
Stretch.
You're doing some...
4.7328.
Go 3.7. Oh shit, 7.
Welcome back, Martin.
I'm gonna give it smack bang in the middle, 3.5.
3.5.
It was, as I say, like I really want to shit on it. I really, really want to shit. And don't get me wrong, there were bits in it that the CG was not very good. I thought that there were bits that were just poor. Cyborg looked bad.
There was only one scene, other than like the main fight scene, that I think wasn't a reshoot for Superman. and that was the last scene that he was in, where obviously he was back at the house with his mum.
Yes.
And
yes, and yeah, that joke is actually quite a good joke. Yeah, how did you get it back from the bank? It's like,
I bought the bank.
Yeah. I just thought that was brilliant. And they're friends, which is lovely, even though like less than
they punch each other and they're friends.
That's right. Yeah. Even less than 6 months ago, he literally he was stabbing a kryptonite spear through his chest.
Then he heard that magic word, Martha.
I heard that magic word. Don't stab me with a kryptonite spear.
Yeah, I got sent a meme which was Aquaman and Batman. And Batman goes what to Aquaman, what's your mother's name? And he goes, it's Martha Aquaman. He's like, you're on the team. It's like just brilliant. You're right. I think that scene was...
That's the only one I could see tell.
Which means that's a lot of reshoots they did. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, it was all right. It was meh.
How long does it take to grow a mustache, really?
Well... but if they're smack bang in the middle of filming, I kind of...
The amount of steroids it takes, it should be back overnight.
Yeah. So there you go. That was Justice League. It finally happened. It sets it up, I suppose, quite nicely for the future.
So how was your golden shower?
It was unpleasant, but all right.
Tepid.
Tepid, yeah, that's right. It was tepid.
A lukewarm golden shower.
I will probably watch the next one. The next one will probably, I don't know, it will probably happen after Flashpoint, maybe. So Flashpoint, they're talking about maybe that's going to be an option for Ben Affleck to bow out as Bruce Wayne, maybe
Jeffrey
replace
Dean
him.
To come in to play.
Isn't it Jake Gyllenhaal?
What?
That's a name I've heard.
I haven't heard
Batman
that
replacement. I don't want that.
In the Flashpoint series, I think.
In the Flashpoint thing that happened in the comic books, Batman was actually Bruce Wayne's dad. What's his fucking name again?
Batman was Bruce Wayne's dad.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne's dad became Batman
Batman because his son dies.
Yeah,
which is
and then
Bruce
his
Wayne.
mum became Joker.
Yeah,
in the Flashpoint series. So that's why I'm saying it'd be quite cool if Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays Batman for parts of the Flashpoint movie.
Hey.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there we go. That was Justice League.
Who will play Reverse Flash?
I don't know. No idea if they even do, even if they do that. I don't know. But
Miller Ezra.
There's
Jesse
still
Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
There's still some stuff that they need to explain from Batman vs Superman, the whole time travel thing, and did they stop Darkseid from coming down? Because obviously Steppenwolf is
Darkseid. Steppenwolf is Darkseid's uncle.
Or no, Darkseid is Steppenwolf's uncle. I think
it's the other way around.
Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. So there's, and he did mention Darkseid. He was like, "I will take this planet for Darkseid." So maybe we'll see that again. I mean, I don't know.
Because they want to turn it into another apocalypse for them to live on.
Yeah. But I don't know if they'll make it. I don't know.
It's all up in the air at the moment.
It is.
That's the thing.
It's all about how much money it makes. So we'll see. But we can stop talking about Justice League now.
We can. Oh my god.
There's not going to be any more Justice League news.
There won't be, no. Well, maybe next week we'll talk about the reviews and how far it's come out. Oh, I should say this.
It's currently, 37%?
39% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And 87% for audience. Is it still
86.
that?
86. So people are enjoying it because it's all right. And as I say, I think Callum was right. If it had come out before the Avengers or around that time, if it had come out 5 years ago, it probably would have blown everybody away.
If it had just been a Whedon movie rather than Snyder driplets in it, it probably would have been.
If they'd let him, sure. If they'd just let him,
but I think that they know that now that they need someone like that doing it rather than the Snyderverse.
Well, people go to films to be entertained, not be depressed for 2.5 hours.
Especially with superhero films.
There's certain movies that you need a Snyder directing, but there's also certain movies that you don't.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, but establish the universe first, and then maybe get a Snyder director in to direct a dark film in that universe, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
But establish the universe as something
Snyder
that functionally works.
Direct like Venom or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Just something, although that's Marvel, but yeah.
Yeah, but I just mean like...
I know what you mean. Yeah. Like the Dark Justice League or whatever we're going to... The Legion of Doom, maybe, that's going to potentially... be made. I mean,
Unjustice League.
The Unjustice League. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It
is actually a thing.
It's a thing.
Oh, right.
The Unjustice League or the Legion of Doom. It's going to be one of the two. We're not sure yet. So yeah. So there we go. That was
unless he was actually talking about League of Our Own with Tom Hanks.
He could have been.
When the women's baseball. That's maybe that's what he's talking about.
Maybe that's all he wants to do. Is just watch a Tom Hanks movie with Slade Wilson.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we recognise the actor for Slade Wilson?
Joe Manganiello.
Was it?
It's actually him, yeah.
Really? I don't think it was.
It's him.
No, because
It's him.
Okay, well, we'll have to...
It's him.
Slade Wilson, Deathstroke. It is Joe Manganiello. There we go. So I didn't recognise him.
It's because he had a blonde beard
and
or grey beard.
Or grey. They white. Whereas in The Flash, they don't do that.
He's younger in The Flash, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's really... If he plays it, because he plays Slade Wilson very, very well in the TV show. So that would be awesome.
Wait, is he...
I'm sure he is.
I don't think it's him, is it? I haven't got that far in Flash, so...
Maybe
he plays Flash Thompson in the first Spider-Man movie.
Flash Thompson.
Flash Thompson? That's his name, isn't it?
Maybe it's not him. No, it's not him. Sorry, I tell a lie. I'm getting confused with him. There is another actor that looks really similar to him that plays
but you're... Oh, okay, all right.
What?
I was going to say Superman's also in Flash.
Yes. Well, no, he's
show.
in Superman.
No, Brandon...
Oh, Brandon Ruth. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Anyway, and there's.
But he plays fucking
the Atom, basically DC's Iron Man. But anyway, so that was the Justice League. Let's move on. Let's talk about because let's stop talking about Justice League. We're done now. The next DC film is Aquaman. That's next year. We'll look forward to that.
Yeah. No, it's actually made me hopeful for the future.
Yeah.
Even though everything else,
you could see where it can go.
Yeah. It hasn't turned me off from the DC universe as much as I thought.
Turned you on?
No, it definitely has not turned me on. Ooh. But it has not prevented me from going to the cinema to see the next one. So
this isn't a golden shower that turned you on.
This is not a golden shower that turned me on.
So you just got a chub from it.
I just a little semi. Yeah. Okay.
So
anyway,
you haven't called your
what have we been watching, reading, listening to, playing this week? Everybody, David, go.
I watched the first episode and half of Punisher.
Yes,
and I'm going to watch the rest of it this week.
I watched the first 2 episodes. Have you seen it yet?
No, not yet.
Also,
got a week
to watch
it. The Great Wall is just come on to Now TV as well, so I'm going to watch that at some point.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Apparently it's terrible, and I can't wait to be disappointed. Also, what's that shitty Marvel TV program called again?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No, Immortal.
Inhumans.
Yeah, that's on Now TV as well. First 4 episodes. I'm going to watch that, and I can't wait to be disappointed.
Well, tell us how... I watched the first...
I'll give you my login if you want, if you haven't seen it already.
I watched the first half of the pilot. I'm not watching it again.
Really?
I watched a little video on YouTube, because now the final episode's come out.
How many episodes are
there? 12.
Jesus.
It explained the whole story to me. I'm done. I know what happens. It's probably not going to come back for another series, so I'm okay.
I saw it widely advertised as a Sky thing.
Yeah. The first 4 episodes.
They're leaning into this. Okay.
Yeah. So I can't wait to watch that and be disappointed. I'm just hoping that I can actually watch Now TV at work. I can log into it, but it says I need to download the Now TV.
Can you just get your tablet up and Wi-Fi it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going
the Wi-Fi at work.
Does it not? I don't know. Does it not?
Mate, the Wi-Fi works terrible. It's like 1.3 megs.
Oh right.
It's faster to not use Wi-Fi.
Oh right.
Yeah, no, I always use.
Yeah, my 4G is faster than that, yeah.
I got like 75 meg down on my.
The Great Wall is a good film. The first it's a bad film. The first 30 minutes are really good. And then it just goes to shit. It goes a bit weird.
I can't wait for that.
All right. What about you, Martin? Anything you've been up to? Anything this week while you were ill? Did you watch anything?
Not much.
No.
I've just been ill playing more Mario.
Did you just watch My Neighbor Totoro like 15 times?
No, I watched that only 13 times.
Oh, okay. I watched Death of the Fireflies like 16 times.
Grave of the Fireflies.
Sure, why
I watched the entire Family Guy in reverse chronological order. That was an experience.
What?
You know, you watch it back to front, so you watch the entire thing back to front, and that's what I spent my entire day.
I don't understand. No, I'm still unsure of this concept that you're talking about.
How you managed to do it?
You watch it. Well, you
watch episodes.
Then you take the slider right to the end, then you hit reverse play, and then you play the entire thing backwards. And it turns out to be a deeply rich and interesting story. You guys
Sinn, what did you do this week?
I don't know what you're talking about. What did I do this week? I watched. I haven't watched much. I was doing other stuff that was preventing me from watching things. But I watched a show on Netflix which is called Salvation, which is basically it's a TV show. End of the world, comets and asteroids coming to Earth, and it's up to billionaire tech mogul and his protege and a few other people to kind of save the world. Basically a Zuckerberg type character. And the thing is, right, I watched the pilot when it aired on TV 6 months ago and was like, this is cheesy as hell, this is awful. And now I'm I've got 4 minutes left of the final episode to watch. It's 12, 13 episodes. It's now on Netflix. It's really good. It's one of those shows where it should be bad. It's a bit like Justice League. At any moment, they could write in an episode where you just like, oh, for fuck's sake. But they just managed to keep that level of suspense, and every episode has good twists and turns, but not like, oh, they did it again. It's a really interesting show. And it's about government conspiracies and coups, and it's got hackers in it and
chicken coups.
Technology. No, not chicken coups. No, Jesus.
It's Coop.
So that was really good, and that's Coop. And I also last night I watched the first 2 episodes of The Punisher, and so far it seems good,
promising.
Yeah, the only I they'll get over it, but the first couple of episodes you really need to have watched Daredevil. You really needed to have known the story, really. So before you start watching it, Martin, I would go onto YouTube and just see like the Punisher.
I think you're going to tell him to watch all of Daredevil.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I've seen the first series.
Yeah, no, just read a synopsis of what happens with the Punisher in the Daredevil season 2, because otherwise you might get a bit lost in the first couple of episodes, or not. I mean, or just wing it.
No, I just like to wing it, to be honest.
Sure. But I think so far it's good. It's got promise. So 13 episodes. I just hope it doesn't drag too much. But we'll see. But that's what we're talking about next week.
Next week
we are talking about the Punisher.
The Punisher.
So we probably won't do what we've done for this and go through each episode. But we'll what did we think to this format this week of going through the film?
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was good.
I was talking to the audience.
It took. Oh.
What did you think of it?
Let's everyone give the audience a moment to type something out.
Brilliant. Okay, answers on a postcard as to what you thought. But it did take us. Great. Yes, it did take us a while to get through it. So maybe we won't do it now. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, have you guys got anything to add? Otherwise, we'll draw this podcast to a close.
No, nothing.
I think I've said everything I need to say.
Good for this week.
Ever again.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. This was the Geekstation's. Finally, we get to talk about the Justice League.
Sinn's Golden Shower.
That's right. And we thought it was okay. So go and see it or don't, because either way, whatever. So thanks very much for tuning in. You can find us, if you're listening to this on iTunes, it would be awesome if you could give us a review. Martin has promised to sing out any review that is left.
I've got a delicious milky voice.
That's it.
I'm going to just start writing reviews soon as well.
So give us a review. If you're watching this on or listening to this on the YouTubes, give us a like, hit that subscribe button. That would be awesome. There's loads of other videos on the channel. Me and David have just started an epic duel on Nidhogg. It is epic.
Would you class it as a duel?
Yes.
Duel normally means it's like two-way.
There's an epic duel on YouTube on playing Nidhogg 2. There's also some more speedrunners. David's Revenge currently. Not much revenge happening at the moment. It's a slow burn, that one. It's a slow burn. There's also some Broforce as well from you. What are you doing this week? And you decided what you want to record? Maybe more Hat in Time? Okay, sure, nice. And I'll probably at some point when I get some time do a video, maybe on Destiny, I don't know. Maybe we've missed that bit. I don't know. Anyway, but hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the other things. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Sinn Cinny. David, they can find you
at David TGS.
At David TGS.
And they can find me, Martin, at Marto TGS.
Marto.
Why is it Marto?
Why is it Marto?
What do you have to go over this every week?
Yes.
Is this entertaining for you?
It's kind of a thing that we do.
It's like Marto,
it's like a trope. It's like,
why is it Marto?
No, because Martin TGS wasn't working. Hey, Martin TGS, I will hunt you down. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure it's available as well.
It's like a little skit that we do. It's like a little skit at the end of every episode we do. Anyway, you can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Geekstation. Thank you so much for tuning in. I suppose the only thing to say is it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from Sinn.
It's goodbye from Sinn.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
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 Sinn's Golden Shower.
Wow.
Fuck.
Fuck.
What the fuck is this?